So very clear results you get with respect to this, and in this we have wide range of chemistries available with respect to different categories like non-polar, which is the most common C18, C8, phenyl. Then we have the polar chemistry also available. Then cation exchange CX are available. Also anion exchange chemistries are available. So there are different chemistries available with respect to the sample prep in solid phase extraction. When we talk about batches, we have different extraction kit, different dispersive SP kit also for better cleanup. So batches, if we talk about, this is the technique used especially with respect to when you want to do a multi-residue analysis to have a clear solution in one go. So this sort of kits are available in AOC, EN and other dispersive kit also. Also when we have the high lipid content in the sample, we have the enhanced matrix removal kits also for high fats and protein sample. So this is in short with respect to the sample preparation, but they are also playing a key play into your workflow solution when you are analyzing the sample. So now once you analyze the sample, it's become very important how to introduce the sample into the system, and for that we take the help of a vials. These vials also plays a very critical role, and if you see the number of incidents or with respect to the challenges while working with the vial, the quality of the vials matter a lot. And around the world, if we see almost 5 to 10%, if you talk about LCMS analysis or GCMS analysis, vials may have some sort of an impact with respect to the issues with respect to the any incidents or deviation. So choosing the right vial with respect to good quality plays a very important role. So if you don't choose it, then you will be wasting a lot of hours with respect to the instrument, with respect to the man hours, and your operating cost will increase. Even though the pricing of this are very minimum, but they can have a big impact with respect to their analysis result. So all these things can be avoided by using the good quality vials. So we have innovation in glasswares with respect to high quality vials, with respect to high grade of coefficient of expansion of this glass, highest inertness with respect to the least variability results, highest reproducibility, the low concentration sample and trace analysis. Especially if you see the issues are always with the trace analysis, where we working with the LCMS analysis or GCMS analysis, there you can have the challenges while working with the vials. So if you see the Adжилент vials portfolio, we have different range of vials with respect to the all certification available, but also with respect to all needs. When we talk about the vials, we have a different range of vials, certified vial, and different types of closures. So if you can see here into the images, these images will give you the brief idea how these different vials are available. So we have the borosilicate glass, polypropylene vials, we have the crimp vials, we have the snap cap vials, screw cap vials. Also when you are working with the trace amount of your material, so we have the inserts, we have the high recovery vials where you can work with the low concentration of your sample or low amount of sample. Keep the vials properly, also we provide the vial racks, and in case of a GC or even for the headspace vials and normal vials, if you are using the crimp vial, we have the electronic crimper. So all these sort of a consumables, these simple consumables with different options, the high quality certifications and other things, they will always give you the best and good results, and with Adжилент assurance. So we not only with the vials, with respect to the closures of the septa and the caps, we also assure the good quality. So we have published 2 white papers with respect to the Adжилент vials and the septa. These white papers give the brief idea how these vials are unique and can be used in the industry with respect to the best quality standards. So going ahead, if you can see these vials, where with respect to the 2 ml capacity, we have the less than 2 ml and more than 2 ml capacity also. So more than 2 ml capacity, generally 4 ml, 6 ml, they can be used with respect to the keeping your samples or keeping your standards. For that purpose also we have the vials, and there are some vials with respect to the size and other things, how they exactly look. So we have published one poster also where along with the part numbers you can visually see the vials. So this is the part number of the poster where you can see whether they are amber color vials with respect to the filling of the insert, how much capacity will be filled, with respect to different injection volume. How this injection volume will be, whether you will be able to inject it properly or not. With the highest recovery vials, minimum volume 15 microliter also can be placed into the vial and can be injected. So all this information is given with our ready to use poster, which can be, this is the part number which you can note down, or we'll share the presentation with you to where you can read respect to vials. And when we talk about the vials, the most important thing comes with the septum or the closure of the vial. So this is a septa compatibility chart where we have given all information with respect to which sort of a septa, because not all septas are compatible with all solvents and also with respect to the temperature range. So and most important thing, not only for closing the vial, also we have to be more aware with respect to how many number of injection can be done with the septa. So you can see here with respect to the use of multiple injections or use of, so there's all information is very given here with respect to pricing also. So all this information you can see or go through this poster where you can select your right vial and septa with respect to your requirement. So a very huge portfolio with respect to all your needs for sample containment. Also with respect to certification, also with respect to pricing, also all options are available with a good quality. So that is a Adжилент assurance for with respect to quality. Now we are done with the sample preparation, we are done with the sample containment. Now with respect to instrument, so depend upon the analytical technique what you want to use, whether it is a GPC, LC, or you want to do LCMS. So all these instrument portfolio is available with us from small like 1220 to 1260 and to the high end 1290. And with respect to GPC, also in GPC we have the high temperature GPC option. If you are working with the bio samples, we have the bio-LC. So different instrument portfolio is also available with the Adжилent for your complete workflow. And also in the workflow, if you want to do 2D LC, we have a different wall system. Different 2 detector options are available with us. We have the capillary electrophoresis, we have the SFC, we have the dissolution. Complete instrument portfolio is available for your workflow. Now, to understand in detail with respect to the instrument, what are the different modules? Many of you are working with the instrument, and the Adжилent system is a modular system, so we have the solvent bottles. So here the one most important consumable comes for the bottles, and the detector lamps are required in column 1, tubings, other things, auto sampler vials we discussed. Also the metering device and other consumables are there. In the pump, majorly the pump consumables are required. If you see the design, even with respect to safety also, these instruments are designed with the stay safe caps and other things where the solvent will be not able to, the solvent will not vaporize. So that we'll discuss. So also if you can see the tray in which the bottles are kept, it is also designed in such a way that it is leak proof and it can hold almost 8 liters of solvent. If there is a leak into the bottle, so for safety purpose also this instrument is designed in such a way that if there is a leak, it can hold 8 liters of solvent, it will not leak. So that is a Adжилent instrument design, and all the tubings and other things are made up of a very high good quality steel, which will give you the best assurance that these tubings will not break at a very high pressure also, because they are made up of a very high quality steel, which is known as a power steel. Okay. So now coming to the first part with respect to the mobile phase. So picking the right mobile phase is very critical for any workflow, and this mobile phase could be having a lot of modifiers, a lot of acids and other things. And this mobile phase life also determines by your additives, what you are adding, the pH and other things. So if you have an only aqueous mobile phase, generally that it is a good breeding ground for the microbial or microbes over there, microbacteria. And these microbes can lead to clogging at any point. So if you are working with aqueous, you have to regularly change. You may be having your in-house SOP to change the mobile phase at a particular frequency. But if you are working with a mixture of organic and aqueous, then there is a less challenge with respect to growth of microbial growth is there. And some of this point of clogging can cause or easier to. So these microbes can influence results and decrease the productivity. So some of these points of clogging are easier to replace or clean out than the others. But in sometimes it's very difficult and it can cause a very big impact for your system. So very important that you have to filter the mobile phase, and I believe everybody is filtering your mobile phase. That is very much required. It is recommended, and this is a very good practice which everybody has to do it. So for filtration, we have very good solution with respect to solvent filtration assembly, where we have to filter your mobile phase as 0.2 micron or 0.45 micron. 0.2 micron if you are working with HPLC systems, and 0.45 micron if you are working with the normal HPLC systems. So we have good consumables with respect to that. We have the glass fitted base, anodized aluminum spring clamp, Also, the filter paper also we have. So these are the different part members mentioned. Also, with respect to the type of a mobile face, we have regenerated RC filters, regenerated cellulose filters, nylon filters, and PTFE filters. So all these filters plays a very important role during the filtration. Also, you will need a vacuum pump to filter your mobile face, but we also have the options with a 1 liter and 2 liter jar where you can easily filter your mobile face. So filtration is must. So you take care with respect to the clogging of the instrument, which will clogging should not happen because of any microbial growth into the instrument. So going ahead, I'm not able to change the slide. Yeah. So we have the filtration, but before putting the mobile face into the system, you have to purge your solvent lines. And the basic practice while purging, because we work with a 4-port system where A, B, C, D or A1, A2 or B1, B2 ports are there. So we are flushing, and you can see the picture over here. We flush the system in this manner by putting all the 4 ports together into the mobile face bottle, and then what happens, your port will intermingle into the bottle, and sometimes the filter can get dodged out. That is one challenge. And if your solvent is organic solvent, then it is a very big challenge with respect to the vaporization. So your solvent will get vaporized. So if you are flushing the system, and if you see your system is having 10 to 15 system in the lab, and you are flushing all the system, there will be a lot of solvent fumes in the lab. Okay, so you have to flush your system, that is very much required, but in order to avoid this sort of a challenge, or if you are working with the solvents like IPA, methanol, or other things, or dichloromethane, they can have a lot of fumes into the lab. So we come up with a system, a mobile face bottle, which will be having the 4 neck, and this 4 neck will be used to have introduced all 4 ports in form of 4 different neck, and you will be able to flush the system. So this bottle is known as an Infinity Lab purging bottle. So this is designed in such a way that you should have your flush your system with solvents, and in that you should not have the vapor also into the lab. So this is the design what we have for the Infinity Lab Stay-Safe purging bottle. This is a 1 liter bottle right now available. We have the GL45 neck, but 4 necks we have, and this we recommend. Instead of closing the bottle with the aluminum foil or also with the paraffin foil or keeping it open, the best alternative is working with a purging bottle, and not only with the bottle, also with the stay-safe cap. So the black color one is the cap, which is having the self-indicator, where these caps will be useful to minimize the solvent evaporation. So they are available in 2 different part numbers. So this is a very important and key consumable with respect to considering the safety, and also with respect to having the good practices while flushing. Not only with respect to changing the mobile face, but it is advisable when you close the system at the end of the day, or during the start of a day, you have to flush the system. So this sort of bottles are very useful. And also, if you see on a system there are 4 bottles. If you use this bottle and if you are working with the isoplating, the 3 ports can be in one bottle, purging bottle, and 1 port can be used as a mobile face. So you will be minimizing 2 bottles per system while working with this sort of a bottle. So this is a very good consumable for which we got a very good appreciation from all the customers, and also there is a demand for this bottle with respect to 2 liter capacity. For that also we are working. Now coming to our regular bottles, so we have the new Infinity Lab solvent bottles, which are unique with respect to their shape and the size. So how you can see with respect to the shape, they are more vertical as compared to the horizontal earlier. The most important advantage for these bottles, they are more slimmer bottles. We have the colorful tag for this. There is a ceramic print layout where you can options is there where you can write about the mobile face, which is very much important for the compliance point of view. Easy to read graduation, and also it is very perfect fit for your stay-safe cap. So this is the bottles which has been recently introduced, but most advantage is that it has a grip to hold, so you don't have to carry a container for that. It is very easy to handle. And from the analysis point of view, if you see, if you are working with a very critical method and your mobile face is about to get over, and you don't want to stop the sequence and prepare the new mobile face, generally what analysts tend to do, they tilt the bottle, and then it could be a safety hazard. So in this bottle, the minimum volume of mobile face what you can use is almost 50 ml. So you don't need, it is not require you to tilt the bottle. So it is really helpful with respect to the analysis. So definitely try to use this sort of bottles which will give more safety and more user-friendly bottles. Also from the color coding, you can determine whether the red color mobile face A is getting over or B is getting over from a very far distance. So all this feedback which we got from the customer, we try to implement all these bottles. Okay. Now talking with respect to the safety. So the advantage is that most important thing is that for safety is to protect the employee health. Okay. So if there is a issues with respect to solvent or leakage of vapors from the bottle, then it will be a very challenging thing. So we have designed one product which is the Stay Safe cap, where it will prevent all the solvent fumes which is into the bottles. It will try to prevent all the solvent fumes coming out. It will have the filter which is a vent wall over here with the time strip. It will absorb it, and as the time changes, as the time goes, the color of the indicator will change to red, and then you have to just change the filter. The cap will remain intact. So this is a very good product. Most important thing with respect to chromatography, when we talk about the solvents or the mobile face, where we have the highly volatile solvent, it will keep your mobile face intact. So once you have the mobile face intact, then your chromatographic output, your retention time and other things will not shift. So it will improve the chromatographic result also. We will see more details, what are the advantages. So this storage handling saves solvents, organic solvents like HPLC, acetonitrile, methanol, dichloromethane, TFA. All these are flammable and toxic and carcinogenic, and if they are inhaled, they will definitely have the health impact. So we have risk with respect to the harmful vapors, loose seals, sensitive fluids, tube may become loose, changing the tenor, shrinkage of mobile face and other things. All these issues can be taken care with respect to the Stay Safe cap. So these are our Stay Safe cap, which you can see here. We have the vent wall, and also we have the plug over here where only your mobile face tubings can go inside, and the remaining part is sealed. And if you talk about the mobile face wall, we have a mobile face bottle, we have the vent wall. But if we talk about the waste can, because your mobile face finally go into the waste can, so we have the Stay Safe cap with a different filter capacity, which is known as a charcoal filter. It is also having a time strip. The color will change to red if the saturation of the filter takes place. So you can see here into the picture. So these are the consumables which will keep your lab environment safe, and also it will keep your chromatographic consistency good with respect to keeping the mobile face constant. So it will have the increased long time mobile face consistency, prevent solvent from leaching into the air, minimize the harmful vapors, and maintain the solvent consistency. So these are some good consumables with respect to the mobile face. Now coming to the mobile face, there is one more filter involved in a mobile face bottle, that is your solvent inlet or solvent inlet filter. So these filters are there at your mobile face tubing, at the entrance of the tubing. They are connected with the help of freight adapters, and they are of two types. Basically, one is made up of a glass with a glass slit, and another one is made up of stainless steel. So for your information, this stainless steel is also made up of the same material which is there with respect to your instrument tubing, the same stainless steel. And the only difference between these two filters, it is a 20 micron porosity, it is a 10 micron porosity. And if you are working with this, yeah, but if you may be also having the challenges, if you generally the HPLC maintenance is to be done with respect to cleaning every 15 days. So when you clean these filters into your sonicator, then sometimes this glass get break. So to avoid this sort of challenges, you can use your stainless steel filter, and it is more rugged. It is a one-time purchase. The only thing you have to keep the regular maintenance to avoid the blocking of the pore size. Another advantage while you are working with the LCMS, glass tends, or maybe it can add the attacks formation in LCMS, mostly the sodium attack, because the glass is made up of a sodium borosilicate. So to avoid this, you can use the stainless steel one. So these are very important consumable with respect to mobile face filtration. So these are very small supplies, but if you don't take care with respect to maintaining those and cleaning those, definitely they can have a challenge. You can have a challenge with respect to your analysis. Now, you have the mobile face, and your mobile face is passing through a system, and the first thing it will, before going into the system, it should be taken care with respect to any particulate matter going inside the system. So into the column. So before going into the column, we recommend to use the inline filter. So what is this inline filter? They have the frit similar like your column. Okay, so this frit, they generally it is made up of the same material, and also it is coated with a PTFE so that it will not corrode with respect to time. So this is a inline filter. It is a unique design with a housing that it can withstand up to 1300 bar pressure hand tight. Okay, so if we talk about hand tight, you can see the design where the capacity up to 1300 bar, also with only with the hand tight, no spanner or wedge required over here. So this is a very good consumable, and it comes with a 5 filter disc, so you can replace it. They are also available with respect to HPLC and UHPLC. So it is robust, almost. If you can see here. They can be replaced if there is a filtration pressure is increased after some time. They can clean and also can be replaced, but it will minimize your troubleshooting time and it will enhance your column life. So now, what is the difference between this inline filter and the guard column? So in the guard column, there is a stationary phase. The guard column is specific for column. Or any, let's say if you have a CAT, then the guard column should be CAT. But if you talk about inline filter, it is common for any column. Not only Adжилent, but for any columns. So inline filter is a physical filter, and guard column is having the stationary phase. Guard column will take care with respect to your dissolved impurities and also the physical impurities. Inline filter will take care with respect to the physical impurity. So this is a very good consumable which will take care. So now you say I have filtered the mobile phase, I have the solvent filters. From where the particulate matter will come inside. So you know our system is made up of a high capacity pump, so there is a friction over there also. And even though if you filter, there is a possibility that some amount of material or particle gets escaped and it comes into your mobile phase. So and also during the microbial growth, or if you have some modifier, some particles of the modifier that fall out into your mobile phase, all these will come and enter into the column, and it will have a issue with respect to the pressure increase, to damage the column, shorten their lifetime. So all these things can be avoided with the inline filter. And many customers are using it at a aerodine itself, because your sample also get pure or the filter over there and then enter into the column. And also some people are using to enhance the detector flow cell, where we have the max-like cartridge cell, because that capillary is very narrow. There also this inline filter are used to minimize any particle going inside your cartridge. So if I was talking about, we have the options with respect to HPLC and EHPLC. So definitely with respect to HPLC, the pore size will be different. So the filter of 0.2 micron can be used for EHPLC, and for HPLC we have 0.5 micron. So this is a very good consumable, and only a click and seal up to 1300 bars. Very unique design, very easy to use. So all these consumables are designed under Infinity Lab family, as I mentioned, to work seamlessly and also ease of use. So I think so far so good, you could able to connect with me, and I will request all of you, if you could able to connect with me. If you have any questions, you can put it into the chat box. So at the end of the presentation, we will discuss your questions in detail, and those questions we will be not able to answer today because of the time constraint. We will be able to take it up later, and we'll share with you the answer for your queries. Now, we are seeing different consumables like sample preparation, sample containment. We are seeing the majorly part with respect to the mobile phase filtration and other things. Now coming to the heart of a system is the column. So these columns are very much important. This is not basically a column selection section, but they are very important. That's why I'm including over here. They come into varying size, like the length, ID, and other things. And it's very important that you should maintain the column very healthy by using the right consumable. And the smaller particles which are present into the column, they are coated with the stationary phase. They are very real reason for the separation, and they should be taken care with respect to the maintenance and using the right consumable. And these stationary phases are the only reason which will, based upon the particle size, they will cause the back pressure onto the system. So if you don't take care with respect to the clogging of this column and other things, it will be a challenge. So as I said, there are different columns with respect to the analytical, preparative, capillary, and nano. But in today's session, we will discuss mostly the columns which are analytical and preparative, because both of these techniques are very common, and Analytical, almost 80%, 20% of the people do prepare to HPLC also. Capital letter, nano, or very less. And the construction of these columns are mostly stainless steel. In some cases, for biomolecules, it is glass, and in some cases, it is made up of a PEEK also for biocompatibility of columns. So now, going ahead, if you see for Adжилent side, with respect to the portfolio, we have the big portfolio of Zorbex column, which is our conventional column. We have a very rich history with respect to this, and we have a wide range of chemistries. The all-rounder column like Eclipse Plus, XDP, Eclipse Plus, Phenyl Hexide. Then we have the low pH column like stable bond C18, SBC3. Then high pH column like Extend C18 for alternate selectivity. We have RP, bonus RP, SB phenyl, Eclipse polyaromatic hydrogen columns. For polar analytes, we have SB aqueous, SB cyano. We have helic columns also in the Zorbex portfolio. So different chemistries are available with us with respect to your requirement. We will not go detail into that, but they are the most common columns available with us, like C18, first option, alternative with respect to HDP C18, we have IPH, which I already discussed. So all these applications columns are available with us, and based upon your need, you can select the right column. Now, another important portfolio which what we have is the poroshape. So we have Zorbex with respect to totally porous, and in poroshape we have superficially porous column. So what is superficially porous column? We have the particle which is superficially porous. The core inside is intact, and only the superficial portion is here we have the porous layer over there. So in this also poroshape we have different chemistries. All-rounder column like we have ECC18, ECC8, phenyl hexyl. We have low pH mobile phase SP, high pH mobile phase HPC18, alternate selectivity, bonus RP, pentafluorophenyl columns. We have recently launched the new column which is AQC18, which is also best for the polar analytes. We have few year back we also launched the charge surface C18 column, which is having very good pH and stability, and we have helic for polar analytes. Also, we are the first organization to have the chiral columns on superficially porous particles. So we have chiral columns in chiral, chiral vancomycin, chiral technochlorine, chiral cyclorestine, and chiral cyclofructan. So all these chemistries are available in poroshape. So if you talk about the portfolio of column, we have Zorbex, which is totally porous, and we have poroshape, which is superficially porous. Okay. Now, if you talk about analytical, the analytical is also further taken ahead with respect to your preparative. So if you see the availability of columns with respect to the analytical and also with respect to the prep. So we have for columns for HPLC, HPLC, and prep. So all we can see, all columns are available with us with different chemistry. We are having the poroshape columns in preparative also. So these are the new one which has been launched, and they are available in low pH and high pH right now. Only two chemistries right now, but they are very important solution to having the high throughput, because while working with the poroshape column, definitely you can go with a higher flow rate on a preparative system, and you can have a good high throughput for your impurity isolation. So preparative systems are generally used for impurity isolations. And then we have other our traditional columns in Infinity Lab, Zorbex. Then we have Pursuit. So all these columns are available in UHPLC, HPLC, and PREP. So what is the advantage? It gives you the complete free hand to develop your method on UHPLC, and take it up ahead or preparative for identification or isolation of the impurities. So they are there with respect to the different capacity of their sample loading, and also with respect to the application like high pH, low pH, alternate selectivity. All these general choice columns are available with us with respect to the preparative also. So not only analytical or fast columns, but we also have the preparative columns. And if you see in detail with respect to the specification of column, with respect to the carbon load, end capping, and with respect to the loadability of the surface area, the complete specification is provided over here. And as I mentioned, if you have very high carbon load, high surface area, those columns like Pursuit are very good, suitable for the bulk purification. But if you are looking for a high throughput, where you want to have very high flow rate and you isolate very small quantity of your impurity, instead of bulk verification. You can go with the poroshial columns and definitely increase your high throughput and get your result fast. Where this high throughput is required, developers, suppose you have some query from the regulatory where you have to isolate the impurity at a given rapid task within 10 days or 5 days, definitely these sort of columns will be very helpful to have the high throughput and get your done. So that is with respect to the columns, where we have different range from totally porous to superficially porous, also in USPLC, HPLC and prepreg. And they are also available with respect to the type of system you work. If you are working with a 400 bar systems or 600 to 800 bar systems or 800 to 1300 bar systems, these columns are suitable, poroshial and Zorbax. They are suitable with respect to their particle size, with respect to the type of system, and they will give the pressure, performance and runtime based upon the particle size. Like the pressure will be low, performance will be moderate, runtime will be traditional. But if you want to have an enhanced performance, then you can go with the high-end columns with respect to Zorbax RRSP, high throughput column with 1.8 micron. The pressure will be high over here with respect to more particles, like superficially will be high and fully porous will be moderate, and then further going up to 1290, the pressure, performance and runtime will be fast, but the pressure and performance will be high. So this sort of a columns are 1.9 micron and 1.8 micron. So this way the column is to be selected into the workflow depending upon the requirement, whether you are looking for a moderate speed or traditional speed, or whether you are looking for the fast speed. Accordingly you have to select the column. So I believe you could able to get valuable information with respect to the column also, and different chemistries also. Now, the most important thing, the connections. So, complete HPLC system is fully made up of a different connections, and there are a lot of connections everywhere. And if there is a challenge with respect to the connection at any place, whether it be iodine, your pump, or to the column, definitely it could be a problem. So, fitting connection makes a very large impact for your peak shape and your analysis. For the analysis. So ideal fitting connection should feature zero dead volume between the tubing and the same port. So it should be having no dead volume over there. Ability to remain free of leaks, because you are running the system for quite a long time. It should not leak in between. Ability to remain free of as I mentioned, robustness over long-term use, preventing tubing slippage. So if you see about the failures which are there, I will talk about the big failure. Generally, they have the connection life of around 15 connections. After 15 connections, the threading goes, and they are having the very high chance, and they usually leak during the critical analysis, and then you have the challenge. Further going ahead, to avoid this type of a connection issues, we come up with a very innovative solution which is known as a Infinity Lab Pick and Fill. So this is also a ferrule, but it is a stainless steel ferrule, and then it is having the pick ferrule. This stainless steel design with a pick ferrule. Also, to avoid the leak or the back pressure issue that a high-end system, earlier there was a stainless steel, there is a stainless steel ferrules are used, and these stainless steel ferrules generally, if they are over tightened, then they can get stuck into the column and the column get back, or the threading of the column will get back. So all these things definitely was a challenge. To overcome this challenge, long back we have introduced this product. For this we got the most innovative design award also. So it's a truly finger tight connection, no spanner required. Okay. So when you want to tight your column with the help of a stainless steel ferrule, you have to hold the column with one spanner and tight it with another spanner. But this is a completely finger tight connection, no spanner required. It is a spring loaded design. So this, if you can see here how to attach it into the column. So there is a spring inside, and this spring inside will go and take your ferrule exactly at the end of the address of the column, and then you can hand tight, and it will give 100% leak proof connection, at least for 200 connections. So that's our guarantee over there, and it is also able to handle up to 1300 bar pressure. You can see almost 18,850 psi pressure it will handle, that to hand tight because of the design. And this is the shaft, you have to just close it and then it will handle. Fast, easy connection, save time and trouble. Also, it is a winner of the PSI award. Reduce the need for repetitive lines work in tight spaces. So this is with respect to your 1300 bar system, and then we have the smaller one for 600 bar system. It's a really innovative, good consumable which should be there with all your systems to avoid any challenges with respect to the connection issues. Also, most important thing, it will give you a very good pick shape, very good wash gaussian peak shape, it will minimize the peak dispersion. If the connection is not proper, it is not completely at the entrance of the column, then even your peak will tail. And all these tailing issues can cause you the system stability failure and other things. So all these things can be avoided by working with this. So it comes with the capillary, the quick connect capillary, and they are also available in different dimensions. Like capillary are red color, green color. So red color is 0.12 mmID and the green color is 0.17 mmID. So we have different options with respect to the line filter. The tubing which is available with this quick connect fitting, quick connect fitting. Now we have connected the column. We have selected right column. We have connected it nice. Now after the column, your sample goes into the detector. And for the detector, the heart of the detector is the lamp. Okay. So the most important thing while working with the lamp is that you should not get a noisy baseline. There should be no spikes. Okay. And the cost, because the lamp life generally gets over. So we guarantee the lamp life up to 2000 hours. Okay. And there should be no much troubleshooting. And generally in every preventive maintenance, you take care with respect to the lamp. So while working with the Adжилent products, you will get very good quality assurance. Also, Adжилent benefit is that they are tested for the best chromatographic performance. We also have the RFID options. You can monitor, troubleshoot for each and every injection of which is happening on the system when the lamp was installed. What are the lamp hours? What are the lamp hours? Or what are the issues with respect to the lamp life? Other things you can investigate. So they are designed with respect to Adжилent instrument hardware like optics and other things, and they fit very well. Don't fall prey to the regular or the grey market vendors which will provide the equivalent lamp at a lower price, but then the quality issue with respect to. Like if you can see here, we will on our lamp with respect to detection, you will get a good signal to noise ratio. Better stability against the vibration or shaking, because most of the instruments are placed with different instruments, so it gives the better stability and also better UV emission safety and visibility for differentiated cap design. So try to use all Adжилent lamps only because they are designed. These are the Infinity Lamp family. They are designed in such a way to give you the unique performance. Also the confidence of working and getting troubleshooting issues solved with our Adжилent lamp portfolio. So this is with respect to the lamp, the last part of the detection. And now if you can see into the image, the flex bench. Okay, so these are the flex bench. As the name says, they are the flex bench. You can flexibly move your different modules because of the shelf design. Okay, so this is the mobile solution for your HPLC, where you can move your instrument. So now you will say, why I require to move your instrument? First thing, during preventive maintenance, if you are doing the preventive maintenance in the same lab where other instruments are there, other instrument will also get contaminated with a lot of dust. So it is advisable to move the instrument into another place and clean it. So it is very laborious job to move the instrument by hand. So if you have the instrument on a wheel, it becomes very easy. Okay, that is one thing. Also, if you are working with the MS system, the main part for LCMS is the front end, that is the LC. And if there is a noisy baseline or there is a lot of response onto the baseline, it is the signal intensity is very high. The main target is your front end, that is the LC. So all MS users try to change the LC and then check whether it is an issue with MS or LC. And most of the time it is LC only, but changing the system is a very troublesome job. But if it is on a wheel, you can do it within minutes. You can easily remove the tubings and put another system into the system. So that is the advantage of a flex bench. It can also hold your MS system. There is a provision to do the maintenance of your MS system. So you can see into the second image, the flex bench with the MS, where we have the triple cord system placed on the system. And also it is having the provision to take care with respect to the wirings. For the LC systems are having a lot of wires and there is a lot of plugs involved over there. So it takes care with respect to that. And last but not the least, also it takes care with respect to the waste can. So along with the vacuum pump of the MS with the white cover, also with the MS and waste can, and also with respect to the power housing, everything is taken care with respect to this. So this is a very innovative consumables where very ease of use and taken care with respect to the day-to-day challenges of moving the system. Okay, and now those customers who are not able to move the system, we also have the benchtop model where only the shelf can be changed with respect to the height. So this is the benchtop model which is not having the width, but we have the other models of the flex bench, which can be very easily moved. Also, this shelf are interchangeable, and also there is a provision to keep the accessories like your screwdriver, spanner, columns. All these options are available with this shelf. So that is with respect to your flex bench. This is also very important consumable. Now coming with respect to the Infinity Lab value plates and ceiling mats. So they are generally used by those customers who you run more number of samples, maximum number of high throughput, which generally the buyer and the customer. So we have the Infinity Lab value plates and ceiling mat portfolio. All plates and mats have been tested to demonstrate perfect for suitability of Adжилent instruments. And then they also have the ANSI and SLS certification. These are classified or qualified with respect to these standards, American National Standard Institute. All plates are made up of resistant polypropylene and can be used with a typical solvent, which are used in HPLC, most common solvents. So we have different shapes of these. They are generally made up of silicon and also pre-slitted to have a good linkage. So these are the different 96 well plate options also available with us. For those customers who are not want to use the wires, they can use the sample for the sample containment, these well plates. And coming to the last part of the presentation is the supplies kit. So Infinity Lab supplies tools kit which have a lot of consumables with respect to maintaining your system. Also the capillary kits which has the Infinity Lab quick connect fitting, your unions, blank nut, different capillaries of different IDs. I recommend that to start working with Adжилent system, you should have this supplies kit very handy with you, which will always take care with respect to minimizing your troubleshooting time and giving you the superior results. So all these important supplies with respect to LC should be must there in your lab, which will have your the seamless experience. To summarize my presentation with respect to today's complete all slide, we have seen the bottles where we the new design of the bottles which are more vertical. We have an option of writing, holding it, different color options are there. We have seen the solvent filters for purging. We have the purging bottles, and to keep the mobile face consistency, we have a stay-safe cap. And also with respect to safety, we have to take care with respect to the analyst safety. So we have the stay-safe cap with the filters, also with the time spray, and then definitely the mobile face always need to be filtered to have the good instrument life and the column life. So we have the filtration assemblies also. Now to have challenge with or to overcome the challenge with respect to the column life, we recommend to use the inline filters, which are the new age inline filter, which can be hand tied. You can use the guard columns also because they are specific. So see the availability of the guard column, because for some columns their guard columns are not available. Then connection matters a lot. So ferrules, stainless steel ferrules are also, and also our Infinity Lab quick connect fitting, they are very much important for storing the wires, wire racks, and there are so many different consumables with respect to lamp, tubings, ferrules, union, then sample introduction to syringes. All these are very important, the fritz and the tubing cutter. So complete portfolio with respect to LC supplies to keep your lab operational, to keep your lab giving the good result, to keep your instrument always uptime. There is no downtime with respect to troubleshooting. Use Adжилent consumables with respect to the all LC supplies, and definitely you will have a seamless experience working with this. And overall, we have all our technical support to recommend, to suggest which consumable, which columns, which sample prep, everything what you did for your analysis, we are there to support you. So thank you so much from my side for attending it throughout the session. I believe you have got very good information today. And going ahead, on 7th of December, we have another session by Dr. Ram on GC supplies, because similarly like LC, the GC supplies are also very important. And then we have on 12th of December by Dr. Rajni on spectroscopy supplies. So this complete 3-part series is designed to give the excellent experience for you to in your lab for all your performance. So thank you so much, Tejas. I will hand it over to Rajni and Dr. Anshu for question answer. So if you have any questions, I request all the attendees to put your questions into the chat so that we can take it one by one and try to address maximum questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sunil. Thank you for this great insight into these small parts which can help to get the reliable results. So we have a lot of questions coming in. So shall I start? Are you ready?
Yeah.
So the first question is, what do you mean by the bonded gaps? Like which applications can that be used?
Yeah, so I had discussed with respect to the caps and the closure. So we discuss about the different septa. So there are different septa like PTFE septa and red septa and other things. So generally, if we talk about LC, most of the time preset septas are used. Okay, and there is a chance when the needle comes with a very high speed onto your vial, it may happen that your septa may fall down. Okay, and that can cause some sort of a incidence. So to avoid this, the septas are stick to the caps. So they are known as a bonded septa. So please be aware, this is a very small thing to observe, but if you use a bonded septa and preset for HPLC, definitely you can minimize the incidence happening because of the septa or the cap. So that is a bonded septa.
Thank you, Sunil. And so, around this question only about the falling down of the septas, there is one question from a customer who says that they have seen this incident of septa falling down while injection was carried out in the HPLC. So, if you can just briefly give the reasons why it can happen.
So the septa generally falls down during the HPLC analysis. There are multiple reasons. Okay. The first and foremost thing is the storage of the septa. If they are not kept properly, I'm just saying that it is a bonded, and if they are not kept properly, it may fall out from this. And even the septa is bonded, but the needle comes with a very high pressure onto your vial, onto the septa. And the needle alignment is not proper. So needle alignment is to be checked regularly during maintenance. And if the needle alignment is not proper, needle is become blunt, or the needle is not piercing at the right place. It is piercing at a different angle. So it can cause the septa to fall. So it will create a pressure onto the septa and it will fall. So all these things are there. Not only septa, but there are other things with respect to the needle speed, needle alignment. It can cause issue with respect to this issue of septa.
Okay, thank you, Sunil. Thank you so much. Another question is, so what is the recommendation? So there are two types of the solvent filters, the glass solvent filters and the stainless steel solvent filters. So which one do you recommend using?
Yeah, so I have discussed this. So it depends upon the type of analysis. So both of these filters, the mobile phase solvent filters. So the glass solvent filter is having the porosity of 20 micron, and it is made up with a glass plate, and stainless steel is having the porosity of around 10 micron. Okay, so as you know, as you see that the porosity is less in stainless steel, and if you are working with the trace level analysis or critical analysis like LCMS, and also the important analysis where the baseline matters a lot, so definitely you will want that less amount of any particulate material should go inside the system or contaminate the system. So LCMS, it is recommended to use the stainless steel one where the porosity is less, 10 micron, but also it is recommended to use stainless steel on LCMS because it will not give any addict formation because of the glass. So HPLC, you can use the glass filters. Even it is not so that on HPLC you can't use the stainless steel. You can use both, but for LCMS it is recommended to go with the stainless steel.
Okay, thank you, Sunil. One more question is, why acetone is used for gradient step test in HPLC calibration?
Yeah, so I had also did the calibration during the days when I was working in HPLC. The only reason the acetone is used because of its wavelength, the absorption of the wavelength. So when the gradient are changed and because of the absorption capacity of the acetone to give a good change with respect to your baseline, you can see the steps very clearly when the gradient is changed. So acetone absorbs at a higher wavelength, and definitely it gives very good steps which can be very easily measured with respect to vernier caliper, and based upon that results of the vernier caliper, the gradient test is passed. So that is my input on this. We have Dr. Ram and Dr. Anshu also, if they want to add with respect to this point of acetal to be used for gradient.
I think, yeah, you have covered it, Sunil. Next question is, okay, we have these stay safe caps for the mobile phases and also for the waste cans, these charcoal filters and all. So what is the lifetime of those filters?
Yeah, so if you see with respect to this stay safe cap and your the cap for your waste can, where we have the capacity of filter where charcoal filter is there with a higher capacity because the waste can have more amount of solvent. So it depends upon the solvent exposure to this, because when the filter gets saturated, the color of your time strip, it will change to red. So most of the time, if you see, the life is around 3 to 6 months. After 6 months, definitely you should change it because the saturation level will come up to that time. It depends upon the exposure of the solvent. If you keep it on aqueous, definitely the life will be more.
Okay, thank you. One more question is, okay, this is related to the column. So what they are asking is that what is the major criteria for consideration when you are considering the equivalent column?
Okay. So in one of my slides, I was sharing with you the specification of plate columns. So whenever you try to consider the equivalency with respect to any, let's say C18 of Adжилент and C18 of other, so you have to compare with respect to the pore size, first thing, the column loading, the pH acceptance criteria of the column, the pH range in which the column will work, and the surface area. So if these are their equivalent to the existing column, then you can choose that column, but then you will get a similar result. So it's very important, and also as then too you will not get a similar result because all manufacturers have their different way of packing procedures. So packing the column is different from manufacturer to manufacturer, and that's why no column will give the exact equivalent result. But yeah, by matching or coming close with respect to these parameters, 4 to 5 parameters like pH, temperature, and your carbon loading, the pore size, the surface area, based upon that you can choose the columns, right, equivalent column. And all this information is nowadays available on website of the customers or vendors.
Yeah, thank you. One more is also related to the column. What they're saying that, I mean, there is no leakage. They cannot see any visible leakage, but there is a pressure fluctuation which is leading to the retention time, like heat shifting and all. So, what do they need to check?
Yeah, so it's a very troubleshooting situation where you can't say it is because of the column. The first thing is that you can replace the column with the union and check with respect to the pressure fluctuation is there. It could be the pressure fluctuation at maybe because of different connection or pump. There is a challenge with respect to the piston and other things, or there is active switching wall. The switching walls are there into the system. These walls into the pumps, we have the different wall system into the pumps, and there could be some sort of issues. So because of that, so pressure fluctuation you can't blame with respect to the column issue, because column will be tightly packed and there will be no challenge with respect to the pressure. But if you see here with respect to the system, there are different connections, different tubings. If there is a air bubble or there is a challenge with respect to the visibility of the solvents, all these things can lead to the pressure fluctuation. So I will recommend to flush the system thoroughly with the hot water, and then with the solvent, and then with your system, your mobile phase system, and then check, because column will not lead to the pressure fluctuation unless if there is a leak. If the pressure fluctuation is there, it could be less or it could be more. Okay, so the pressure is going high, that means the column is getting blocked. Okay, and if there is the pressure is not there, that means the column is leaking somewhere. But there is no leak and pressure fluctuation is there, then it could be a system issue.
Okay, so Sunil, we have a lot of questions coming. Maybe due to the time constraint, I will take a few more. So, so another question is like you have these quick connect and quick turn fittings. Can these be used for systems like Shimadzu and Waters?
Yeah, so if you see with respect to the instrument design of Shimadzu and Waters, the tubing IDs are different. But I have seen some users, we have some customers, they are using our this innovative product for their instrument also. So yeah, it can be used.
So same question for the inline filter, quick change inline filter.
Inline filter can be used with any of the instrument. There is no challenge.
Okay, one more is. So one question is again like troubleshooting only. If these solvent filters are kept hanging for quite a long time and they are not dipped in the solvent, so what do you suggest? We should change these or clean these and use them again?
Yeah, so if they are kept hanging and without dip into the solvent, so because of the gravitational force, the tubing from the tubing, the solvent will be leaching out completely. It will be not from the your filter side, but into the system, and there will be the air. And as it is made up of a very fine pores, and it will be possible that there will be a lot of air gone into the system, and also the atmospheric dirt or other things. So it is advisable to remove this from the fluid and clean them thoroughly. And after cleaning, you can use them. It will not get blocked, but only the air which is there at the entrance or which got stuck, that should be removed.
Okay, thank you. Actually, we have one, I mean, specifically part number is given 51855823, and they are asking for the part number. I actually don't understand this question for the cap and the SEPTA, but when I look at this particular part number, well, it is the part number for both caps and SEPTA. It's the total cap, and it's not just cap part number that you will require SEPTA.
So it is a bonded non-split SEPTA.
Yeah, it's the total cap and SEPTA.
Yeah.
Okay, Sunil, I think we are on the top of our hour. We will close the session now. And thank you so much to everybody for asking questions and for being with us till the end of this session. And we hope to see you again for the conversation sessions.
Congratulations, Sarvati.
Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for attending this session. Thank you so much. Teachers, we can close now.